Welcome to this edition of the Wonderbury podcast.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dave.
You can find us online at Wonderbury.com.
I am D. Wonderly on Twitter.
Or I'm Brian Keysbury, anywhere the internet can be found.
You can leave us a comment on our website. Check the link in the description.
Yep.
We are together for the first time.
Check this out.
That
was sweet.
Yeah. Managed to come up this weekend, so we figured we'd come down here to the Masonic Temple and set everything up and see what we could do.
Yeah. You guys hear that?
Echo! Yeah.
We have actual room sound for the first time ever. Exciting.
Oh, yeah. It? So, Brian brought a bunch of stuff out. I brought a bunch of stuff out. Well, okay. I unlocked the building and brought my laptop.
I brought a whole studio's worth of equipment. A box.
But we're here. We're together. We're doing this.
First episode.
Yeah.
34 episodes in,
we finally do one in the same location.
Yeah. Technology, though, man. We can do that. We have the technology to be able to fix you, Dave.
Fix me.
Yeah, we can. It's amazing what we've been able to do in the last year.
Oh, I know.
Well, not.
Which actually, this came at the perfect time because I'm in the process of redoing my entire office. So
yeah,
I'm painting a new green screen wall that will not have the same chroma issues that I've been having forever now. I work on my feet as a job here at the building. So I actually transformed my stand-up desk to a sit-down desk so that I could sit. I mean, when I went from an average of right around 3,500 steps a day to the days that I work an average of 14,000 steps a day. So I increased my step count by 11,000 steps. And yeah, my feet have not been the happiest with me since I did that.
See why though? This place is huge.
I think the total building size is about right around between 40 and 50,000 square foot building.
Well, yeah. What did you say? How big was the square foot of the ballroom?
The ballroom itself is 7,000 square feet.
7,000, 5 floors.
5 floors plus
office space.
3 half floors.
Yeah, that's a lot of math. There's a reason we normally take notes on things before
we talk about them.
Yeah.
So what'd you do? How's your week been? I mean,
all right. Uneventful, I guess.
How's the kid like his drum set?
Oh yeah, drum set. He loves it.
How are his parents doing with the noisy drums?
Not good. I'm used to noise.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So, that wasn't an issue.
You think he'll stick with it, or you think he's gonna?
I don't know. I think he likes it enough. He's not gonna give up on it for a while.
Yeah.
I do hope that he moves away from drums and into some sort of more intelligent instrument. Drummer joke. You guys, if you're a musician, you would appreciate that. But he's only 4, so I'm like, yeah, that's about the average intelligence level of most drummers. So, he's doing all right.
Oh, I'm sure Grawl or Ulrich will have something to say about that if they ever heard you say that. But I mean, as a bassist, you're the only one that goes home single anyway. So
yeah. But I get out of there first. I pick up my amp and my bass, and I go back to my basement by myself at my mom's house, and nobody bothers me. What do you want, man?
I spent the weekend in Ann Arbor at an Ingress anomaly.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun. Me and Hill and James and Maddie drove up there on Friday, spent the whole weekend, came back Sunday. Ingress, man, what a game.
Mm-hmm.
We did car team, so I didn't leave my car the entire time. So I did the car team once before. Was it last year or was it earlier this year? I can't remember which. Anyway, up in Milwaukee. And so what we did was we took those window crayon things, and we just kind of decorated our windows a little bit, with the four of us that were in the car, and we just kind of did our own little window and wrote some funny stuff on the back and kind of ha-ha. So I decided, okay, that was a lot of fun. Let's do that again this time. So we're at a gas station. We're decorating at our windows, and some random player that had flown into Ann Arbor from Las Vegas comes up and introduces himself, and we're talking and stuff. And I was like, hey, you want to sign my car? He was like, sure. So I handed him the thing, and he put a little thing on. And I was like, ding! The amount of graffiti on my car was something else. I'm going to post up pictures of that, as well as pictures from tonight as well, and our setup and what we have going on here. But yeah, it was something else to see. It was absolutely hilarious. And I have to say, for a bunch of crazy people, I only ended up with one penis on my window.
That's it.
And no profanity.
Wow.
The closest thing to profanity was across the hood someone wrote Spankmobile. Which, not profanity, but...
Also pretty obvious.
I did on the driver door, had someone write for rectal use only. Because I have... So, a while back I bought a couple rounds of stickers. And it was 1,000 stickers each. And one set says for rectal use only, and the other set says for vaginal use only. And they're medical stickers. $8 for 1,000, the best $16 I've ever spent on Amazon. It was amazing. So I was handing those stickers out all weekend. It's like you go to one of these anomalies and there's swag everywhere. And who would have thought the most popular piece of swag would be for rectal and for vaginal use only stickers?
I think we'll have to put the link to that in the description.
They are amazing.
Make sure you send me that so I can get that link.
Yeah, I definitely will. But so someone wrote on the driver door for rectal use only because those were the most popular stickers being spread out. It was pretty hilarious. But overall, it was a great weekend. I got pretty well drunk on Saturday night. Doesn't happen very often.
I got that message.
Did I send you a message?
I thought so. Didn't you? Or maybe you just told me in the morning, I think.
I don't remember. I don't remember a whole lot about that night. Well, I remember quite a bit about that night, because it's also the night of the fight, but that lasted a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But yeah, man, Ingress it's still going strong.
It's amazing, because I remember when it came out, when they were initially talking about it, when they initially announced it, they said it was only going to last a year. They only planned for a year of story and gameplay, and by the time people like me got in and got addicted to playing it, we were like, nah, man, you can't take this away. Like, this game is a blast. Having a good time, meeting new people. That's how I met Dave.
Yeah, we met through Ingress.
Yeah. Actually...
That would have been early 2013 that we met.
Yeah, 13. Yeah,
because we both joined in 12, but we didn't meet for a few months later, yeah.
That's why I remember 13.
Damn. That was a long time.
Almost 5 years?
Wow. I got married since then. We've each had a kid since then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Moved.
Yeah, you moved from you abandoned me here in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
To move up to a crazy town up in Michigan.
I'm coming back.
Good. But yeah, the game itself is just... Think if you were to take the idea of geocaching and mix it with capture the flag. And that's what Ingress is. It takes real world landmarks and placements.
More King of the Hill than capture the flag.
Yeah.
Because you're actually going and battling.
Yeah, you're battling. So yeah, it is
for
kind of more...
For a position.
Yeah.
but then also other layers of things. Fielding, like linking and fielding. So you link a portal to another one to create a link, and then once you make 3, you create a field.
Yeah,
and then
triangles.
That's your overall team score. Only 2 teams in the whole world in the game.
Yep.
And then that's your team score, is how many, in the game it's called mind units, but it was essentially some calculation of the population under the field that you made. Which, by the way, one time I covered Eden, Ohio, with my brother. My brother and I, we used to be pretty hardcore about it. The 2 of us covered Eden, Ohio, and got 1 mind unit.
Accurate.
That's accurate?
Yeah, accurate.
If you've ever been to Eden, Ohio, you'd understand. It'd be funny to you. I'm pretty good on them today.
So, yeah, they have these get-togethers, they call them anomalies, and the winners of these things kind of shape the storylines. The storyline is always evolving, always changing based on what's going on, and it does it in real time. So, it's one of the only true augmented reality games out there, because the storyline changes based on the actions of the players and in real time.
Yeah.
But it
was the precursor to what Pokemon Go did.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Pokemon Go stuff, because they're made by the same company, a lot of the basics from Pokemon Go are all based on game mechanics from Ingress.
Yeah, and all the locations, the gyms and Pokestops are all Ingress portals. And there's just a lot of crossover between them.
All portals that I had submitted for you. You're welcome. Yeah. I'm disappointed that none of the names transferred over. Because in Ingress it shows like who submitted the portals, but it didn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It didn't transfer any of that. No. And so while I was playing, I'm like, I submitted that. I submitted that one. I submitted that. Like, these are my portals. Now they're in this new game, and my name's not on it.
They're still there in Ingress, though.
Yeah.
So you've got.
If you like Pokemon, go play Ingress one time. Just go check it out.
It's a little bit more involved than Pokemon is.
Yeah.
And then there's a new one that's being beta tested right now called Delta T. That's even more evolved. Think Command and Conquer. Augmented reality. So you build up power cores, you have weapons that you can build yourself, you can go mining for supplies, which is where you go walking around. It's at random places that you have to put together. It's a fractal design that you have to decode to find out where these things are to mine them. And then there's factions and bases. And I'll go ahead and send you an invite to Delta T, brother.
Yes, please.
But it takes that same idea of the map overlay and real world locations, except it's even more evolved of what to do. And I think there's 4 or 6 factions instead of just the 2. So it's even more in depth. But these augmented reality games are starting to just get more and more and more. And I know there's been talk of Niantic doing Harry Potter. Harry Potter, they actually own the trademark right now for Harry Potter Go. So there's a possibility that there's a Harry Potter augmented reality game coming on with spells and being able to combat other players, possibly even. Who knows? And it might be something that has to do with more Fantastic Beasts than the actual Harry Potter side of finding and discovering the Fantastic Beasts. And so that looks like it could be something that would be a lot of fun to play.
That would be interesting. I'm not like a Pottercore fan.
I'm not a huge fan. I enjoy the series.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Fantastic Beasts a lot more than I thought I would.
I actually think I liked that more than the Potter series.
I would agree with you on that. It was a whole different concept in that same world.
Yeah.
That I really liked.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. And I can see how that would be pretty cool, like tracking beasts like he did in the movie. Yeah, I think that would be pretty rad. Just signed up for the waitlist on Delta T too. So.
Oh, you should just let me. I could send you an invite when we got right back in. Although they're usually pretty good. It's usually 24 to 36 hours that they'll respond.
Cool. And
they're pretty much letting everyone in.
Nice.
I don't remember the name of the faction, but it's the green team that we all joined.
Okay.
So. Got it.
Green team. Go.
But yeah, augmented reality stuff on the gaming side is pretty cool, but the stuff that they're doing outside of gaming, I guess Apple, we touched on it a little bit when we did our developers conference overview with their AR kit that Apple is doing. Being able to build AR features directly in utilizing ARKit and Xcode is really, really nice. Google has been working on Project Tango for a while. The problem with Tango is that it's only available for 2 devices.
Yeah.
And neither of them are Google devices. I mean, it's the Asus Zenfone and the Lenovo Flab 2 are the only 2 devices utilizing Tango.
Who in their marketing department went, yeah, Flab's a good name.
Well, Fab, it's PHAB. I had the L. That was my bad on that one. But
still.
Google then switched gears because Google, and they have what they call the AR Core. And the AR Core, it's building the augmented reality apps on Android. It utilizes the motion tracking, the environmental understanding, and light estimation to be able to really bring AR in. But their kit is not just limited to the Android Studio. They also have the framework set up for the Unity and Unreal engines.
Yeah.
As well as for the web. And the web one looks real interesting, I guess you could say.
If I remember right, Tango was more of like mapping of physical spaces.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to actually plot out, like if we were here, yes, you guys can't see, there's some beautiful pillars that way. But like it would be able to map those. And one thing I remember from the Google Glass is when they first launched, there was like a trailer for it, and it had a guy wearing them, and he was able to find his way to a food truck that was mobile, and then found his way to a bookstore and was able to look, like the display in his glass was giving him navigation, and he was able to navigate directly to a book in a store because the Google Maps knew where it was. So I was seeing what they were doing with Tango and how they were using it to like map out spaces and where things were. I always assumed that was going to be the base of what they were kind of displaying in that original trailer.
I think that's where they were originally heading. I think that Apple releasing the AR kit pushed them, okay, we need to go further we need to bring it to more places than just Tango.
Yeah.
And that's where they came up with the AR Core stuff.
Yeah.
And they do have JavaScript libraries so that you can bring the AR to the web utilizing JavaScript, which, okay.
All right.
It's JavaScript. But not the Street View stuff. That
I'm surprised they didn't do that in Dart.
All right, hang on just a second.
The 360 camera reset. We're
all right. We're back.
We're
now.
augmenting your virtual reality right now with the 360-degree camera view.
All right. I figure we can cut that whole thing out. That's fine too.
Well,
or either way.
we're doing
our thing.
Doing our virtual and augmented reality thing. So explaining like what the LG 360 camera does 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah. So the 360 camera, while it's really nice, it's a great first step model camera.
Yeah.
And I've got no complaints over.
I like how that happened.
I have no complaints overall of what it does, as it just beeps and tells me, I'm stopping recording now.
Oh, we're done.
It still is just a very basic base model, and I don't know why it's stopping again, but whatever.
It's tired.
I think we'll get half an episode then on a...
So we'll have about half an episode on... Yeah, you're going to put that on our YouTube then?
Yeah, so cool. I don't know if I'll do the entire episode on the 360. I might do a mash cut, and I'll probably leave it running while we break this thing down as well.
Cool.
And so we'll do it
that way.
So, anyway, there will be 360 of this occasion. I was planning on doing the entire episode, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Let's get virtual.
360 camera, the LG 360, great camera as a basic camera. A great camera to learn on. Yeah, now it's back running again. Great camera to learn on. It has recording limitations of 20 minutes at a time. And if you try to push it further than that, the poor little thing kind of tends to overheat. And so that's why it was telling me no more, because it was getting a little warm.
I mean, that happens with any digital camera medium.
Yeah.
I know we were discussing recording on phones. I would love to record with my phone, but it overheats. If I have it plugged in, it overheats at like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's... I don't remember if that was 4K or 1080.
6 minutes sounds like a 4K problem, because I've recorded a long time on 1080.
Yeah,
and I think I can get 30 minutes of recording off of my battery on my old OnePlus 1. I'll have to do some tests with it to figure that out. Man, we just went from augmented reality to 360 real quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that far of a jump.
No, it really isn't.
And it's like, and this 360 I'd almost consider augmented, because even though you would use a virtual reality device, you would be in the space we're in. You would know where we're at.
That'd be closer to virtual reality. Augmented reality is taking the environment around you.
That's true.
And enhancing it, whereas the 360 is a great example of virtual reality, where someone can be somewhere else and recording stop due to 360 temperature. It would take the world around. It would put yourself in the world around of where it's at, and that's the virtual reality. And that's
what Glass was. That was the initial design of, it's augmenting what you're doing.
Yeah, Glass is the perfect example of an augmented reality device that you could wear, put on, and it would enhance what you saw in the environment around you, or overlay the environment around you.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad to see it getting some more updates. Knowing that it's not gone. Like even you were like, "Oh, it's dead." I was like, "No, it's not dead. It's not dead. Just watch. And then finally, like a system update for the device, and I was like, arms in the air, yeah, look at that. And now, because I know, once it was a very socially awkward thing, and that's what hurt it the most, was the talking to people. It freaked them out.
Because they had this thing going over their eye,
camera and a display right over my face, and it was distracting for other people. And what was amazing was it was up and out of the way enough that it didn't distract me. I could have a conversation with you and not, it wasn't in my view at all, but because it was big and awkward around the rest of the head, it was for other people.
Yeah, well, and it didn't help that there was a reason why the term glass holes kind of was invented too. I mean, they were it's not everyone and not everywhere, but there was enough of them in Silicon Valley that was very disruptive in the way they were doing it and the way they were using it. It's kind of like the vaping thing. There's vapors who will be real dicks about how they do it, and then there's ones that are really cool and very, hey, I'm trying to quit smoking, so I'll go off over in the corner and I'll hit my vape a couple times and I'll hold it in my lungs to that little extra time to minimize down the clouds so I'm not blowing these giant clouds.
Yep.
There are ways of vaping to where you minimize the cloud.
Yeah, and not looking like a D-bag.
Yep.
And that was kind of the same with glass. And it was a hard battle because, but it quickly got a bad image. And so I constantly had to battle it. The day I picked it up, we're walking through New York City, wearing it. We're headed to the Empire State Building. The first person to take glass to the Empire State Building, too. And the amount of people that would just stop and say, "Are you recording me?" It was like a week into them being released, and it was people immediately like, "You recording me?" And it was just like every single person I talked to, first thing, "You're recording me," and then it was just like I couldn't have a normal conversation because they were immediately scared that I was just recording every word they're saying.
Yeah. I wrote a paper when I was going through a college paper about the privacy of Google Glass, and everyone was really kind of freaking out and tripping over the "are you recording me" mentality. And I found an article written in the early 2000s when cell phone cameras first became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was panicking about having the cell phone camera, having a camera everywhere, not knowing if the camera was rolling or whatever. And there were cities that were banning cell phone cameras from places like bathrooms, locker rooms, and those types of things because of the privacy concerns. And whenever there's a new onslaught of technology, there's always going to be those who are very resistant, or they freak out at first, and then when they realize that, okay, it's not quite what we thought it was going to be this way, things tend to calm down. And I think, unfortunately, glass did not receive the mainstream popularity, as well as Google kind of killed the project for the most part before it reached that pinnacle of going from freak out to this is now normal. Yeah. No one would think twice, or let me rephrase that. Everyone would have a panic attack and call someone crazy and insane if today they said, "We are banning cell phone cameras from all restrooms in the state."
Yeah.
People would go lose their freaking minds.
Yeah. But how do you even get around that?
But 20 years ago or 16 years ago, 16 years ago, or even less than that, between 10 and 16 years ago, that was what they were doing. That was the thing, because people were not sure about the whole cell phone camera thing.
You know what, that reminds me, whenever I was wearing my glass, every time I walked into a restroom, right before I got to the door, I'd stop and flip them up to the top of my head.
Yeah.
Just because I knew
someone was going
would, and that just avoided the whole thing, not having them on, have them pointed straight up in the air.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, the whole privacy and the recording and all that stuff, it would have eventually evened out, just like the cell phone cameras thing kind of evened out, but unfortunately it didn't last long enough to be given that chance.
So, It'll come back.
I'm sure it will.
You'll see.
Oh, I'm sure it will. But that about covers this week, Brian.
Wow.
Augmented reality.
How do we...
I know, right? The way it works.
Yeah.
You run out of time at some point.
That's
We need to do more of these, though. All in the same place.
Since we didn't use our special effects budget, why don't we use some of our travel budget and get out of here? We'll see y'all next week.
See you guys next week.